Hummingbirds are remarkable and charismatic birds known for their vibrant plumage, hovering flight, and incredible agility. Here's an overview of the life of hummingbirds. Habitat and distribution. Hummingbirds are native to the Americas, with the majority of species found in Central and South America. They inhabit a variety of ecosystems, including tropical rainforests, montane forests, deserts, and even some temperate regions. Species diversity. There are over 300 species of hummingbirds, each displaying unique characteristics. They vary in size, coloration, and behavior. The smallest hummingbird species, the bee hummingbird, is about 2 inches, 5 centimeters, in length. Physical characteristics. Hummingbirds are known for their small size, rapid wing beats, and iridescent plumage. They have specialized joints that allow them to rotate their wings in a full circle, enabling hovering flight. Their hearts beat extremely fast, often exceeding 1,200 beats per minute. Feeding behavior. Hummingbirds primarily feed on nectar from flowers. Their long, specialized bills and extendable, tube-like tongues allow them to access the nectar deep within flowers. They also consume small insects and spiders for protein. Metabolism and energy consumption. Hummingbirds have an incredibly high metabolism to support their energetic lifestyle. They can consume up to twice their body weight in food each day. To maintain their energy levels, they must feed frequently. Courtship displays. During the breeding season, male hummingbirds perform elaborate courtship displays to attract females. These displays often involve aerial acrobatics, rapid dives, and the flashing of their colorful plumage. Nesting and reproduction. Female hummingbirds are responsible for building the nest, which is often constructed from plant material, spider silk, and lichens. The nests are camouflaged and typically located on branches. Female hummingbirds lay 1 to 3 eggs per clutch. Incubation and chick development. The female incubates the eggs, and after hatching, she feeds the chicks a diet of regurgitated nectar and insects. Hummingbird chicks grow rapidly and fledge within a few weeks. Territorial behavior. Hummingbirds are highly territorial and will aggressively defend feeding territories. They use aerial displays and chases to establish dominance and deter intruders. Migration patterns. Some hummingbird species are migratory, undertaking long journeys between their breeding and wintering grounds. The ruby-throated hummingbird, for example, migrates across the Gulf of Mexico. Temperature regulation. Hummingbirds are capable of entering a state of torpor during the night or when food is scarce. This is a deep, hibernation-like sleep that helps them conserve energy by lowering their metabolic rate. Predators and threats. Hummingbirds face threats from various predators, including spiders, praying mantises, and certain bird species. In some regions, they are also susceptible to habitat loss due to deforestation and climate change. Floral preferences. Different hummingbird species have specific floral preferences. Their bills and tongues are often adapted to fit particular types of flowers. This specialization helps reduce competition for nectar resources. Color vision and flower selection. Hummingbirds have excellent color vision, including the ability to see ultraviolet light. This helps them locate brightly colored flowers and select those with high nectar content. Human interaction and attracting hummingbirds. Many people enjoy attracting hummingbirds to their gardens by providing nectar feeders filled with a sugar solution. Planting a variety of flowering plants that bloom at different times can also encourage these birds to visit. Understanding the life of hummingbirds involves appreciating their unique adaptations, behaviors, and the crucial role they play in pollination and ecosystem dynamics. These tiny birds continue to captivate bird enthusiasts and researchers alike with their extraordinary abilities. Hummingbird migration strategies. Hummingbird species that migrate undertake impressive journeys, often covering thousands of miles. They are known to navigate using landmarks, celestial cues, and even the Earth's magnetic field. Feeding efficiency and energy conservation. Hummingbirds have evolved to be highly efficient feeders. Their specialized bill and long tongue allow them to extract nectar rapidly from flowers. To conserve energy, they have the ability to adjust their metabolism, entering a state of torpor during periods of rest. Hummingbird flight patterns. Hummingbirds are exceptional flyers, capable of hovering, rapid acceleration, and even flying backward. Their unique flight abilities are attributed to their powerful breast muscles and specialized wing anatomy. Social interactions. While hummingbirds can be territorial and aggressive, especially around food sources, they also engage in social interactions. During non-breeding seasons, they may tolerate each other's presence and share resources more peacefully. Hummingbird communication. Hummingbirds use vocalizations and physical displays for communication. While their vocalizations are not as complex as some bird species, they emit chirps and squeaks during courtship and territorial disputes. Feather iridescence. The vibrant colors seen in hummingbird plumage are often due to feather iridescence rather than pigments. The microscopic structure of the feathers refracts and reflects light, creating the dazzling hues. Impact on plant pollination. Hummingbirds play a crucial role in pollination. As they feed on nectar, their heads come into contact with the reproductive parts of flowers, transferring pollen and facilitating the reproduction of numerous plant species. Hummingbird memory. Hummingbirds possess excellent spatial memory, enabling them to remember the locations of individual flowers and feeding sites. This memory aids in efficient foraging and reduces the time spent searching for food. Hummingbirds and rain. Hummingbirds are known to seek shelter during heavy rain to avoid getting wet. Wet feathers can compromise their ability to fly and regulate body temperature. After rainfall, they may engage in a behavior called shake bathing to remove excess water. Hummingbird vocal mimicry. Some hummingbird species exhibit vocal mimicry, imitating the calls of other bird species or environmental sounds. This behavior is often associated with courtship displays and territorial communication. Hummingbird adaptations to high altitudes. Certain hummingbird species are adapted to high-altitude environments, such as the Andean hill star found in the Andes Mountains. Their physiology allows them to thrive in areas with lower oxygen levels. Hummingbirds and spider silk. Hummingbirds use spider silk to construct and strengthen their nests. Spider silk provides elasticity and helps the nest expand as the chicks grow. The silk is often combined with plant material and lichens for construction. Hummingbirds and insect mimicry. Some hummingbirds engage in insect mimicry during courtship displays. They perform movements resembling those of insects, such as hovering like a bee or rapidly darting like a flying insect. Hummingbird and flower coevolution. The relationship between hummingbirds and flowers is an example of coevolution. Hummingbirds have specialized bills and tongues that match the structure of certain flowers, ensuring effective pollination as they feed. Hummingbird conservation challenges. Hummingbirds face challenges such as habitat loss, climate change, and the use of pesticides that impact their food sources. Conservation efforts focus on protecting their habitats and raising awareness about their ecological importance. The intricate lives of hummingbirds involve a combination of specialized adaptations, remarkable behaviors, and ecological significance. Studying these aspects provides valuable insights into the intricate relationships between these birds and their environments. Hummingbird sleep patterns. Hummingbirds enter a state of torpor during the night or periods of rest. In torpor, their metabolic rate decreases significantly, allowing them to conserve energy. This adaptation helps them survive periods of reduced food availability. Hummingbird memory and navigation. Hummingbirds are known for their exceptional memory, enabling them to remember the locations of numerous individual flowers and feeding sites. This memory, combined with their keen spatial awareness, contributes to efficient navigation. Hummingbird tongue structure. The structure of a hummingbird's tongue is unique and adapted for efficient nectar extraction. It has a split, fringed tip that opens upon contact with nectar, allowing them to lap up the liquid using capillary action. Hummingbird heart rate. The heart rate of a hummingbird is extremely high, ranging from about 1,200 to 1,800 beats per minute, depending on the species and activity level. This rapid heart rate is necessary to support their energy-intensive lifestyle. Hummingbird vision. Hummingbirds have excellent vision, including the ability to see ultraviolet light. This allows them to perceive a broad spectrum of colors, especially in flowers, and aids in locating nectar-rich blooms. Hummingbird bathing behavior. Hummingbirds engage in bathing behavior, either in rain or by flying through water sources like mist or dew. Bathing is essential for maintaining the cleanliness of their feathers, which is crucial for efficient flight. Hummingbirds and artificial nectar feeders. Many people use artificial nectar feeders to attract hummingbirds. The mixture typically consists of water and sugar. While these feeders provide a supplemental food source, it's important to maintain hygiene to prevent the growth of harmful molds. Hummingbirds and fasting. Hummingbirds can enter a fasting state if they are unable to find food. During this time, they rely on stored fat for energy. This adaptation allows them to survive temporary food shortages. Hummingbird threat displays. Hummingbirds exhibit threat displays to deter intruders. These displays may involve spreading their tail feathers, vocalizing, or engaging in aerial confrontations to protect their territory. Hummingbird metabolic water production. Hummingbirds can produce metabolic water as a byproduct of their high metabolism. This water contributes to their hydration, especially in arid environments where water sources may be limited. Hummingbirds and flowering plant symbiosis. Hummingbirds have a mutually beneficial relationship with flowering plants. As they feed on nectar, they inadvertently transfer pollen from one flower to another, facilitating plant reproduction. This relationship is an example of symbiosis. Hummingbird interaction with larger birds. Hummingbirds are known to interact with larger bird species, including chasing them away from feeding areas. This behavior, known as mobbing, helps hummingbirds assert dominance and secure access to resources. Hummingbird and insect predation. In addition to feeding on nectar, hummingbirds consume small insects and spiders for protein. They catch insects in midair using their specialized bills and tongues. Hummingbirds and altitudinal migration. Some hummingbird species engage in altitudinal migration, moving to higher elevations during the non-breeding season. This behavior is often associated with changes in resource availability and temperature. Hummingbirds and floral preferences. Different hummingbird species have specific preferences for certain types of flowers based on their bill shape and size. This specialization reduces competition among species for nectar resources. The intricate adaptations and behaviors of hummingbirds continue to captivate researchers and enthusiasts, highlighting the marvels of avian biology and the interconnectedness of these birds with their environments. Hummingbird and scent perception. While hummingbirds primarily rely on vision to locate flowers, recent research suggests that they may also use their sense of smell to identify and choose between different floral scents. Hummingbird hybridization. In some regions where different hummingbird species overlap, hybridization can occur. This is when individuals of two different species mate and produce hybrid offspring. leading to genetic diversity. Hummingbird vocal dialects. Hummingbirds from different regions may exhibit distinct vocal dialects. These variations in vocalizations are believed to contribute to communication within populations and may be influenced by factors like local habitat and environmental conditions. Hummingbird and ant mutualism. Some hummingbirds have a mutualistic relationship with ants. Hummingbirds may use their bills to pick up ants and then rub them on their feathers. It's suggested that the formic acid produced by the ants acts as a deterrent against feather parasites. Hummingbird and rainforest ecology. In rainforests, hummingbirds play a crucial role in pollination, contributing to the diversity of plant species. Their specialized interactions with certain flowers are essential for the reproduction of many rainforest plants. Hummingbird and torpor adaptation. Torpor, a state of reduced metabolic activity, is a key adaptation that helps hummingbirds conserve energy. During periods of food scarcity or colder temperatures, they may enter torpor to survive until more favorable conditions return. Hummingbird and flowering plant coevolution. The relationship between hummingbirds and flowering plants is an example of coevolution. As hummingbirds evolved specialized bills and tongues for nectar feeding, certain flowers also adapted their shapes and structures to facilitate efficient pollination by hummingbirds. Hummingbird and UV reflectance in flowers. Some flowers that are pollinated by hummingbirds have ultraviolet, UV, patterns that are invisible to humans but visible to birds. Hummingbirds can perceive these patterns, which may guide them to the nectar source. Hummingbird and feeding territoriality. Hummingbirds are highly territorial around feeding areas. They establish and defend territories to ensure a consistent and reliable supply of nectar. Territorial behavior helps reduce competition for resources. Hummingbirds' interaction with rain. Hummingbirds have been observed actively flying in light rain to catch flying insects that are driven into the air by the raindrops. This behavior showcases their adaptability and opportunistic foraging strategies. Hummingbirds' response to temperature changes. Hummingbirds are highly sensitive to temperature changes. In colder weather, their metabolism slows down, and they may enter torpor. In warmer conditions, their metabolism increases to meet the energy demands of their active lifestyle. Hummingbird and the evolution of long bills. The evolution of long bills in hummingbirds is often linked to accessing nectar from long-tubed flowers. As hummingbirds evolved specialized bill shapes, some species became adapted to specific flowers, influencing their foraging habits. Hummingbirds' use of spider silk for nest construction. Hummingbirds incorporate spider silk into their nests, which adds flexibility and strength. The silk helps the nest expand as the chicks grow. This behavior showcases the resourcefulness of hummingbirds in using available materials. Hummingbird and predation risk. Hummingbirds face predation risk from various sources, including spiders, mantises, and larger bird species. Their agility, rapid flight, and territorial behaviors help reduce the risk of predation. Hummingbirds' role in ecosystem services. Beyond their role in pollination, hummingbirds contribute to ecosystem services by helping maintain the balance of insect populations through insect predation. This indirect influence on insect abundance can have cascading effects on plant and animal communities. The intricate interplay between hummingbirds and their environments reflects the dynamic relationships that exist in nature, showcasing the adaptability and ecological significance of these remarkable birds. Hummingbird and migration patterns. While not all hummingbird species migrate, some undertake impressive migratory journeys. The ruby-throated hummingbird, for example, migrates across the Gulf of Mexico, covering up to 500 miles in a non-stop flight. Hummingbirds' selective memory for flower quality. Hummingbirds demonstrate selective memory for the locations and qualities of specific flowers. They remember which flowers provide the most rewarding nectar and revisit these sources over time. Hummingbird and human interaction. Some hummingbird species have adapted to human environments and may readily visit gardens and artificial nectar feeders. This